why use an ATA carnet as opposed to the other options? Well, the ATA carnet eliminates posting that financial guarantee. So there's no need to secure a temporary importation bond in the foreign country or a letter of credit or a bank guarantee. It's all done here in the United States in the carnet document. So let's look at some of our biggest trading partners. If you were not to use a carnet, you would go into the European Union, you're posting the minimum of 20% of the value, which is the VAT, not including duty calculations. Look at Mexico. Mexico's our friend to the south. Mexico's NAFTA. Mexico's duty-free. That's all wonderful and dandy, but you still have to post a 16% import tax to get into Mexico, even though the goods are duty-free. ATA carnet, as I said in one of my opening slides, is duty and tax-free. And that's a very important differential, because I get a lot of questions from people. Well, if I'm going to a free trade agreement country, why would I use a carnet? The goods are duty-free. Yes, but have you looked at what the import tax requirements are? The United States has no import tax, but most of our biggest trading partners, including our duty-free country partners, have import tax. And that needs to be posted in addition to if they're duty-free or not. And the ATA carnet waives that import tax as well. As I mentioned, it replaces the temporary importation under bond or other type of financial guarantee. It is one document for all customs transactions. What does that mean? It takes care of your U.S. exportation, takes care of your importation into the foreign country, your re-exportation from that country. And let's say you go to a second or third country. Now you've had 4, 5, 6 different customs clearances. Then you return to the United States, takes care of your returning American goods or your certificate of registration back into the United States. That is all packaged neatly into one nice document, just like a passport. There is an exception. ATA carnets do not exempt you from any export or import licensing requirements. So if there are any partner government agencies, and I will go into a little more detail later, but any export-import licenses that are required by participating government agencies are required in addition to the ATA carnet. Because what the ATA carnet replaces is the documentation to do with duty and tax assessment, not participating government agency requirements. And that goes for anywhere in the world. We have an FDA here in the United States. Other countries have their own similar FDA agencies that have their own requirements.
So Amanda, real quick, you mentioned multiple times in there that, starting in the U.S. Well, we obviously have some companies here that are multinational companies but maybe compliance is handled here in the U.S. As long as a country is a member of the carnet, does the carnet ever have to come through the U.S.?
No, it does not. Actually, it's a very interesting question. So we do work with, obviously, multinational corporations, and compliance is headquartered here in the United States. They will manage the compliance. Let's say you have the manufacturing plant is actually in China, and they want to send samples from China to the sales team in the European Union. That carnet can be obtained in China from CCPIT, and then that goes into Europe, travels around Europe as needed, and returns to China. It never has to come to the United States.
Great, thank you.
Sure. Or more benefits. The ATA carnet benefits list is endless. It allows unlimited entries and departures for up to 1 year. What that means is we have clients that sit on the Canadian border or the Mexican border, and they drive in and out on a daily basis using the same carnet in and out as often as they need. It also acts as a U.S. Customs registration form. So in the event that you have a carnet and you're going to a non-carnet country, say you want to go to Argentina, but you need to register your goods with U.S. Customs so you can return to the United States without having to do a formal entry. The CBP form for that is the 4455, or Certificate of Registration. There are a lot of limitations to what the Certificate of Registration can be used for, and some ports in the United States, depending on the customs local port policy, actually prefer or require a carnet over the registration form. So we see a lot of times customers using carnets just to go in and out of the United States while they're going to non-carnet countries, the Caribbean island, most of South America, for example. It minimizes language problems. It's a standardized, international, harmonized customs document. Split and partial shipments are possible as well. So let's say you're in the medical device business and you're going to that huge Medica show in Germany, and you take thousands of items to that show. You list them all on the carnet. You have your booth, you have your demo units, you have all your display cases, all that's on the carnet. You come back from Medica and you have a great opportunity to go to visit a hospital in Canada, who you met at the show in Medica, and all you want to do is take one demo unit of the 1,000 items on the carnet. That's no problem at all. Grab your carnet, you do a split partial shipment into Canada. So it allows for a lot of flexibility within the year period the carnet is valid for. But the best part of all, arrangements are made in advance, in American English, in US dollars.